So we'll take up Dr. Vidyuta's paper. Her paper is on the description of nadis in Hatha Yoga texts. Dr. Vidyuta is also from the Kuppuswamy Shastri Research Institute, Chennai. She's a research associate there, and she holds her PhD in Samskrita on Kashyapa Shilpa Shastra from the University of Madras. Again, she also is active in the academic arena. She has participated and presented papers in research papers in various national and international seminars and conferences in different parts of India and abroad, including the 16th World Sanskrit Conference held at Bangkok in 2015. Her specialization includes Sanskrit literature, yoga, ancient Indian mathematics, and temple architecture. Now, Dr. Vidyuta, kindly present your paper on description of nadis in Hatha Yoga. Over to you, madam.
Namaste, bhai. I'm going to talk on the topic description of nadis in Hatha Yoga texts. Yoga has gained universal acceptance for its efficiency in prevention and cure of many physiological and psychological disorders. And there are many branches of yoga, as you have been seeing for the past 2 days. They are Hatha, Laya, Mantra, and Raja Yoga. Hatha Yoga is the most popular branch of yoga and is spread all over the world. And it deals with various techniques to preserve the body in good health for a long time. It is preliminary to other schools of yoga in general, since it removes the ailments of the body and regulates the bodily functions. According to the text on yoga, the nadis carry the vital air throughout the body. Therefore, they play an important role in one's physical well-being. As you have seen in the morning session, the word Hatha has been explained by Srimati Preeti to be the union of sun and moon nadis, namely the Pingala and the Ida nadis. She has given a reference from the Yoga Shikha Upanishad. Going on. The word nadi generally refers to the tubular vessel which carries the blood and the vital air to all parts of the body. It can be derived from the root nala gandena bandena cha. It is interpreted as nalayati iti nadi. According to Lingayasuri in his commentary on Amarakosha, he derives this word in the sense of movement, that is gatyartha. Since it is spread throughout the body, it is called as nadi. The word nadi seems to have an etymological relationship with the term nada, as seen from the Rigveda and Atharva Vedic slokas. There are many synonyms, as mentioned by Dr. Balasubramaniam today morning, Subramaniam sir today morning, like they are Damani, Shira, Dhara, Snayu, and so on. The role of nadis in one's body. Nadis, as explained in the Ayurvedic text, are chondroids or tubular vessels which carry the vital energy throughout the body. Apart from blood, tissues, and air, they also transmit the knowledge and energy throughout the body. In the yogic and tantric texts, the role of nadis is described as vital, for they help one physiologically and psychologically also. Since the nadis carry the prana or the life force, they are termed as pranavahinya by the Goraksha Samhita. And the same is also found in the Varaha Upanishad, which says, Nadi namashrayaha pindaha nadyaha pranasya cha ashrayaha. Since they are the pranavahinya, any obstruction in the nadis leads to the improper flow of the vital air in them, which in turn disturbs the steadiness of the mind. The Hatha Yoga Pratipika, which is one of the most popular texts on the Hatha Yoga, says, Malakulasu nadishu marute naiva madhyakaha katam syat unmani vavaha kuryat karya siddhihi katam bhavet. Here, the word unmani refers to the steadiness of the mind by the following verse, Marute madhya sanchare manas stairyam prajayate yo manaha stutiri bhavaha saivavastha manonmani. All the texts on Hatha Yoga insist on the process of Nadi Shuddhi before, that is the purification of Nadis, before taking up on the various practices of Pranayama. In spite of the importance given to the Nadi Shuddhi in yogic texts, there have been many differences of opinions among the popular texts with regard to the origin, the position of the Nadis in the human body, the total number of the Nadis, and the number of principal Nadis in the human body. There are two different opinions among the Hatha Yogic texts that play about the location in the physical body from where all these nadis originate. So there's one such opinion that the Advaya Taraka Upanishad, Mandala Brahmana Upanishad, and Yoga Shivka Upanishad are of the opinion that all the nadis rise from the Mooladhara. The other Upanishads, like some other Upanishads like Shurika, Dharshana, Dhyana Bindu, Yoga Chudamani, and Varaha Upanishad, and Chandalya Upanishad say that they originate from the Kanda. According to the Yoga Yagnavalkya, Kanda is located 9 angulas from the center of the body. It is in the shape of an egg, having height and width of 4 angulas. Nabi lies in it, and also Jiva and Kundalini reside here. Regarding the number of nadis, there are many different views. Dr. Balasubramanian sir mentioned some of the views of the major Upanishads today morning. According to Shiva Samhita says that there are 350,000 nadis in our body. Sardha Laksham Trayam Nadyah Santihi Dehantare Nram. Yoga Yagnavalkya, Hatha Yoga Pratipika, Goraksha Samhita, and Hatha Ratnavali are of the opinion that there are 72,000 nadis in the body. V Saptati Sahasreshu Nadi Margeshu Sancharet. The Goraksha Samhita further mentions that among the many nadis, only 10 are the main. Pradhanaha Pranavahinyaha Bhuyat Tasu Dashasmitaha. The other texts like Yoga Yagnavalkya, Hatha Ratnavali, Shiva Samhita, Hatha Sanketa Sandhika mention 14 nadis, the names of which have been talked about for the past 2 days, and there are the different ones that have not been mentioned are Varuni, Yashashwini, and Payashwini. These are not mentioned in the Goraksha Samhita. Amongst these 14 nadis, the first 3, namely Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, are the important, and even among them, Sushumna is the most important. Sushumna is said to be the path for liberation, according to the Yoga Yagnavalkya, which says, Mukti Margeti Sa Rokta Sushumna Vishwadharini. Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna are usually compared to the rivers Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, respectively. Hatha Yoga Pradipika records this saying, Ida Bhagavati Ganga, Pingala Yamuna Nadi. Hatha Ratnavali repeats the same and adds that Saraswati Sushumnokta. And Yogi Yagnavalkya also mentions that Ida is that the presiding deity for Ida is moon, and it's Tamasika in nature. And for Pingala, it's sun, and it's Rajasika in nature. Regarding the position of nadis, about the other nadis, there is only a small number of opinions. But regarding Sushumna, they say that Goraksha Samhita and Yoga Yagnavalkya, and then some Yoga Upanishads like Shurika, Trishika Brahmana, Darshana, etc. say that the location of the Sushumna is at the center of the Kanda. Kandasya Madhyame Gargi. Sushumna Supratishtata. The Yoga Shika Upanishad and Dhyana Bindu Upanishad say that the Sushumna is located at the Mooladhara. Mooladharat Sushumna cha Vistantu Niba Shubha. Other than this, the yogic texts are unanimous in their view that Ida and Pingala are on the left and right side of Sushumna, but there are some minor differences among few texts regarding the position of the other nadis. The following chart, this chart represents the location of the nadis according to the Yoga Yagnavalkya. The Yoga Yagnavalkya does not give the position or the location of Yashashwini, but Hatha Sanketa Sandhika mentions it to be lying between Pusha and Saraswati Nadi. So you can see the difference between the texts, the different opinion between the two texts. Moving on. About the functions of nadis. The nadis in general function as conduits of life force throughout the body. The functioning of each nadi is not much discussed in majority of the Hatha Yoga texts. However, Sundaradeva describes this phenomenon in his Hatha Tattva Kaumudi. According to him, Sushumna is the pathway to liberation and the procurer of siddhis in the 14 worlds. Ida and Pingala help in the practice of pranayama. Gandhari and Hastijigva help in proper vision. Pusha and Alambusha help receive sound clearly. Saraswati Nadi is responsible for producing speech. Vishwadhara helps in assimilating 4 types of food like solid, liquid, and so on. The Payashwini Nadi causes hunger and thirst. Raka, Sinivali, and Kuhu Nadi are responsible for the release of semen in urine. Shankini takes the essence of the digested food to the cavity of the palate and also helps to collect the nectar there. Regarding Nadi Shuddhi or the purification of the Nadis plays an important role in the practice of yoga. Hatha Yoga Pradipika says only when the Nadis are purified, the air, the prana, can move freely within the body. The verse we have already seen before. If the nadis are not purified, the inhaled air which is circulated through these vessels becomes impure and cause some diseases in the body. Therefore, nadi shuddhi should be practiced before pranayama, according to Hatha Shanketa Samudrika and Yoga Yajnavalkya. The benefits. Yoga Yajnavalkya says that as a result of purification of the nadis, the body becomes light. That is the Sharira Laguta. The gastric fire in the stomach gets stimulated. Deepta Vannihi Jatara Vartinaha, and the inner sound is manifested. That is Nadabhi Vyakti. According to the edition of Yoga Yajnavalkya by Mohanji, he has translated Nadabhi Vyakti as improvement of voice. But here we have translated as so inner sound is manifested with accordance with Brahmananda's view. And then Hatha Tattva Kaumudi adds that as a result of purification of the nadis, the senses are purified, leading to tranquility. Moreover, when the chitta is purified, wisdom dawns and one gets attached to the self. Thus, then one enters the state of God. To conclude, it's mandatory to learn the different methods of practice of Nadi Shuddhi from the competent teachers who are adepts in yoga. The therapeutic value of the nadis as per Hatha Yoga text is highlighted by Nadi Shuddhi. For this process is important for the physiological and psychological wellness of a person. Further, the benefits of the 3 important nadis, namely Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, as the carrier of the vital air or prana or swara, is discussed at length in the other branch of yoga, namely the Swara Yoga, wherein the 5 elements or the Panchatattwas are also mentioned in connection with these 3 main nadis and their combined effects on human health. I am on the process of doing a project which has been sanctioned, a fellowship project which has been given to me by Indic Academy, which is at its final stages, which I'll be completing soon. I thank the authorities for it. Moving on, but the Ayurvedic texts deal more in detail about the therapeutic purpose of the nadis. It is to be noted here that the nadis discussed in the Ayurvedic text pertain to the gross body or the Sthula Sharira. The nadis described in the text of Hatha Yoga pertain to those of the subtle body or the Sukshma Sharira. Hence, it can be seen that from the above discussion that the text on Hatha Yoga contain many interesting details about the nadis, like their origin, number, position, functions, and their role in one's body. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. So can you end the screen, say share screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for your presentation. Very lucid, comprehensive, covers all the aspects of Nadi. I just have one question. As you are doing a project on Nadi, Of course, we know in Ayurveda that there is a Nadi Parikshana. The Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Nadi Parikshana is there. So is there any kind of Nadi Parikshana related discussion in yoga texts, especially Hatha Yoga texts?
No, sir. As far as Hatha Yoga texts are concerned, as far as I know, there's no Nadi Parikshana thing there, but they talk more about the Nadi Shuddhi.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.